Welcome back to Dezavi Productions. My name's Dezavi. Today, I'll be showing you how to convert audio to MIDI using Ableton Live. Please be advised that this feature is not available on the intro version. You'll have to upgrade to the standard or the suite version to get access to this feature. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification button so you don't miss a session. Without further ado, let's get to it. Alright guys, so here we have our session. We'll be using two different samples for this tutorial. The first is a piano progression at 73 BPM. The second is a drum arrangement at 70 BPM. And you'll see in a bit why we're going to be using two different samples. Starting with the first, the piano progression, let's go ahead and play the sample first so you can listen to the original audio and then compare and contrast it to the MIDI track that's created after the conversion. So let's go ahead and play this. We're going to stop it right here. To make the conversion, all you're going to do is right click on the audio clip itself, go down to the bottom above the color blocks, and you're going to see four different options. They are slice to new MIDI track, convert harmony to new MIDI track, convert melody to new MIDI track, and convert drums to new MIDI track. If this is too small for you to see, you can always go to the Create tab in the menu, and you're going to see the same four options here near the bottom. One thing to note here is notice how the first one here says slice to new MIDI track and doesn't have the word convert like the other three do here. And the reason for that is because the first one here, slice to new MIDI track, doesn't convert the audio to MIDI. Instead, what it does is it slices your audio sample into smaller samples, either by transient or something else of your choice, and then put those audio samples into a drum rack. So there's no actual audio conversion that happens. So we're not going to get into this one here. Let's get started with convert harmony to new MIDI track. With our audio clip selected, let's go ahead and hit convert harmony to new MIDI track. It's going to analyze it, make the conversion, and then once it's done, it's going to create a new MIDI track here below it. So I'm going to expand this. I'm going to mute the original, and let's play the new MIDI track that was created. It's pretty accurate, but it won't always be perfect. If you need to make some adjustments, you can always double click on the MIDI clip itself and make the adjustments as necessary. Another thing that you can do here is change the sound of the MIDI track. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to go to Sounds, Synth Keys, and I'm going to select 106 organ just to change the sound and give us something different. Let's play this. So it sounds pretty cool. Some of the notes here are off. I'm not going to fix that right now. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and move on to convert melody to new MIDI track. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to select again my audio clip, right click, and go down to convert melody to new MIDI track. So it's going to make the conversion. Again, it's going to create a new MIDI track underneath. And before anything, I'm going to change the sound. And let's play this instead. So it sounds like you can get a pretty nice bass line out of this. As I said, some adjustments need to be made, but we won't be making those today. Okay, so we've covered harmony, we've covered melody. Now let's get into convert drums to new MIDI track. So I'm going to delete this here. I'm going to unmute the drum arrangement. And let's go ahead and play the drum arrangement so we can get an idea of what it sounds like. Okay, so I obviously did not create that. That's something that I just kind of picked out here for this tutorial. Now the same thing that we did with the piano progression, we're going to right click here and we're going to go to convert drums to new MIDI track, okay? It's created a new MIDI track. Using the information from the drum arrangement that we had, I'm going to mute the original drum track and let's go ahead and play it and see what it came up with. So not too bad, right? Let's go ahead and change the sounds of the drum rack. So we're going to go to drums, and I'm going to select the Abyss kit. Let's play this. So as you can see, if there's a drum arrangement that you really like, but you don't necessarily like the sounds, you can always convert the drums to a new MIDI track and then place your own drum rack on top of it. And then another thing you could do here is add the reverb. So let's see what this sounds like. Oh, wrong track. I'm gonna double click here and make some arrangements. I'm gonna just delete that and let's play this again. Now we can get into much more detail here and start breaking down some of these adjustments, but we're not going to get into that just yet. We're going to end the video here because I wanted to show you guys the basics of how to convert this audio into MIDI, whether it be harmony, whether it be melody, or if you wanted to get a different drum sound using the same arrangement. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions or if you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you at the next session.